Welcome to another segment of Inside Plants with your certified landscape technician, Hetty Salerno, from Inside Plants, based out of Corona. Now, Hetty, in past segments, we learned how to buy a plant. We learned how to repot it when it needs a bigger pot.
Right.
Somewhere along the way, am I supposed to water it?
Yes, that would actually help the plant. It's amazing what water does.
All right, but in all honesty, I tend to either overwater or underwater.
Right.
How do I know?
Well, the first part, and that's where it kind of really gets that scary area. First part you want to do is when you look at a plant, you want to look and see how the plant's doing. If it's doing fine, you want to stick your finger down to about the first knuckle. And I'm only using a small 6-inch plant here. The first knuckle being that right there. And you can see that there's soil.
I went to the second knuckle. Did I kill the plant?
No, you haven't got to the roots yet. You want to make sure that the soil is kind of dry, because you want to keep these evenly moist. They do need to have a dry out period, but you want to keep them evenly moist. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to look at the soil, and your soil is, like I said before, is a good soil. It's got the vermiculite and the perlite in it. And you want to go ahead, and you don't want to water on the top of the plant.
Where do you water?
You water on the side of the plant. That's why you need to have this handy dandy little liner thing in here, because you want to put the plant inside, and then you want to water into the side of the plant.
Oh, into the liner, not into the pot of the plant at all.
No, just into the liner itself, because you want the plant, you want the water to go to the roots of the plant.
Which are at the bottom, presumably.
Exactly. Just like we saw before when we looked at
when we repotted that one.
Right. And just like we can do here, you can notice that the roots are at the bottom, right?
So put the water there.
Doesn't that make sense?
And is it a bad thing to let it trickle down through the top?
You don't want to keep the top of the soil moist. The reason being is because it gets gnats. You know those little flying things? Right. Gnats like to make their homes in the top of moist soil. So here you're accomplishing two things. You're watering the plants where the roots are, and number two, you're not giving the gnats a really nice place to have a house.
And as long as I still see water floating down there, I ain't gonna add any more.
Exactly. And then you're gonna test it again the next time you think it needs water, and you're gonna make sure that the soil's not too moist and too wet.
All right, so if someone wants more information about how to water their plants or anything else that has to do with plants, how do they get a hold of you?
1-800-376-4637 or www.insideplants.net.
Insideplants.net.
Exactly.
Thank you, Hetty.